All right, let's get right into it. We're talking about two things that are on everyone's mind: AI and your CRM. Now, your CRM, that's the vault, right? It's where all your most valuable, sensitive sales data lives. AI comes along and promises to make everything smarter, faster, better. But here's the million-dollar question. Is it a superpower, or are you accidentally opening the door to a massive security disaster? Let's figure that out.
And just so you know where all this great info is coming from, this entire explainer is pulled straight from Chapter 8 of a fantastic tutorial by Virtualization Options LLC.
So let's really put a fine point on this. Think about it. Your CRM is the absolute core of your entire sales operation. It's everything. And right now, everyone is in this mad dash to plug in AI, to get an edge, to be smarter, faster. But in that rush, are we just throwing open the gates and inviting a total data catastrophe? It's a serious question.
Okay, so here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll talk about the awesome potential, the AI superpower. Then, we'll get into something called the Great Data Divide. Super important. After that, I'm going to give you a 5-point checkup for any AI tool. We'll cover some big no-no workflows, and we'll wrap up with how to get your data governance plan ready for the future.
All right, Section 1. Let's start with the good stuff, right? The promise of AI as a superpower for your CRM. And honestly, it is a game changer. We're talking about automating all that tedious data entry, instantly getting call summaries, even having the AI predict which deals are actually going to close. It's a massive, massive efficiency boost. But, and this is a huge but, that incredible promise leads us right to the heart of the problem, the Great Data Divide. Seriously, if you take away just one thing from this whole explainer, let it be this. Not all AI tools are the same. Not by a long shot. Especially when we're talking about the security of your precious data. And it all comes down to one single critical question. Anytime you or your team is looking at a new AI feature, this is the first thing you have to ask. Is this AI native to our CRM, or is it an external tool? Because believe me, the answer to that question changes absolutely everything. This is the perfect way to visualize it. Just think of your CRM as a secure castle, a fortress. Native AI, well, it lives inside the castle walls. It plays by all the rules, respects your guards, your security and access controls. But external AI, that's like you taking your treasure, walking it out the front gate, and handing it to a stranger. The second you copy and paste data or export a list, you've left the safety of the fort. You've just created a huge, gaping hole in your defenses. So how do you actually protect that fort? How do you decide who gets in? Well, you need a plan, a simple, actionable checklist. And that's exactly what this is, your 5-point AI checkup.
And the great thing is, these are not super technical questions. They're just smart. Number 1, where is my data going? Does it stay in the country, like it's supposed to under laws like GDPR? Super important. Number 2, model training. You have to ask, are you using my private customer data to train your public AI model? The answer better be no. 3, access control. Does this AI tool respect the permissions I've already set up? You don't want a new rep seeing a senior executive's private pipeline. Number 4, audits and compliance. Is there a paper trail? Can you prove you're secure with things like SOC 2 or ISO 27001 certifications? Think of those as a stamp of approval for data security. And finally, number 5, data privacy. How easy is it for me to delete my data? Can I control how long you keep it? These are the exact questions you need to be asking.
And that second point about training brings us to this. This is a non-negotiable. It's a deal breaker. Any serious enterprise-grade AI tool should scream from the rooftops that it does not train its models on your private data. Or at the very least, it has to give you a big, obvious opt-out button. If they can't promise you that, walk away. It's a giant red flag. Okay, so we've talked about how to pick the right tools. But even with the best tools, bad habits can kill you. So now we need to talk about drawing some really clear, bright red lines for your team on what they can and can't do.
These are the big ones, the absolute don'ts. Do not export your customer list into some random public AI to help you write a marketing email. Don't you dare copy and paste all the juicy details of a sales opportunity. We're talking pricing, internal notes, the customer's pain points, into an AI to get help writing a proposal. And for the love of all that is holy, do not upload call transcripts or recordings to an external service for a summary. Each one of those actions is literally just handing the keys to your kingdom, your company's crown jewels, to a complete stranger on the internet.
Here's a really simple foundational idea that helps reduce your risk before AI even enters the picture. It's called data minimization.
And it's exactly what it sounds like. If you don't have a legitimate business reason to have a piece of customer data, don't collect it, don't store it. Because look, the less sensitive stuff you have lying around in your CRM, the less damage can be done if there's ever a breach. It's that simple.
Okay, we've been deep in the weeds with tactics so far. Let's pull back for a second and look at the big picture. Let's talk strategy. This is about more than just a checklist. It's about building a solid foundation for using AI responsibly, not just for today, but for years to come. It's about getting your whole organization ready for the future.
And here's your 6-step plan to get there. First, you got to know what you have. Document your data and classify it. This is public, this is confidential, this is super secret restricted. Next, get your IT and legal teams in a room and write down the rules. Make them clear. Step 4 is key. Put technology in place to help you, like data loss prevention, or DLP. That's a system that literally stops an email from being sent if it sees a credit card number in it. And then you have to train your people, constantly. And finally, make it official. Create a formal process for vetting any and every new AI tool. You do these things, and you're not just checking boxes. You're building a real culture of security.
Which brings us right back to where we started. Look, there's no question that AI is the future of sales. The potential gains are just too big to pass up, so that's not the choice you have to make. The real choice is this. What are you building that future on? Are you laying down a solid foundation of security, of smart data governance? Or are you just stacking up a house of cards that's going to come crashing down the moment you have a data breach? That's the choice your team has to make.